Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. And of course, as you know, it is fight week, the Wembley Riyadh season chapter of this great ongoing drama, this revolution in boxing, if you like, via our favourite Turkey al-Sheikh. And I was thinking today, I was thinking about it because the whole thing that week before the main event of any kind of blockbuster promotion, it is kind of like a soap opera, isn't it? Because you have these characters or the fighters, not just the fighters, but also the promoters. They play these characters. And it's like watching a drama, some sort of, I don't know, Netflix thing or something. It's like today I was watching, Frank and Eddie, Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn arriving. They had this big sort of, bonanza. I think it was Leicester Square, and everyone was arriving, and cameras were flashing like they're Hollywood stars arriving at, the Oscars or something. And then come Frank and Eddie. Now, Frank and Eddie, of course, if this was a pantomime, they'd be, the two ugly sisters. Do you know what I mean? And I mean that in a kind of loving way. But I'm someone who doesn't particularly like Eddie Hearn or Frank Warren. I think they're, I'm from the outside looking in, but they don't strike me as being two particularly agreeable people in terms of, I don't know, whether I want to have a drink with them, or they just don't seem like two people who are entirely motivated by money. And I'm not saying they're, psychopaths. Like I would say that Don King, as my friend Pat Brown always says, you're not allowed to say they're a psychopath because you could be sued. But Don King is someone that displays all the traits of a psychopath. And if you've read books on psychopathy, you'll know what I mean. It's pretty evident anyway. I wouldn't say that Frank or Eddie are like that, but they're definitely not people that you would trust unless you've got something to offer them, put it that way. And yet there they are, arriving, together. Once they hated each other, didn't meet for the first 10 years of Eddie's, or whatever, it would be even more than that, of Eddie's promotional career. And then suddenly the great Turkey al-Sheikh himself brought them together, the excellent Turkey playing Cupid with the bow and arrow, got them together. Then we had the 5 versus 5, and now they're besties, probably going to exchange Christmas cards and, share a pack of love hearts. And then you've got the fighters themselves who, are obviously Dubois and AJ are the two main ones. So, if this was a drama or a panto or, a Netflix series, they'd be the top two, the main characters, let's say this is a cop movie. One would be they're two guys who've put together, but they're put together. They don't really like each other, but they've got to do it because they've got a job to do together. And they'll give you 48 hours before the DA takes your badge and all this sort of cliche bollocks. So they're the two main guys, and then you've got the rest of the cast, which are the undercard, and so it goes on. Everyone's got a character. I mean, those Riyadh season promotions that look like mini Hollywood movies, those sort of promotional videos, they really play on this. They play on this sort of narrative of the whole thing is basically one long glossy drama. And it is, you can get sucked into it, can't you? I mean, if you look at YouTubers, boxing YouTubers, now some of them, they love this, and they'll make, just about Joshua and Dubois. They'll make half a dozen videos about the same thing in, I don't know, 3 days or whatever. Who punches harder and who's who's got a better chin. What about stamina? What about this, rumor that springs from sparring and so on and so forth. Now, some of these YouTubers probably are genuinely excited, and they're really obsessed with Dubois and Joshua and the matchup itself, and so they want to make a lot of videos genuinely. But others are just grifters because they realise this is a big event, so they want to, get as many views or rake in as much. There's only a lot of money on YouTube, trust me, I fucking know. But they want to get as many views as they possibly can. So they're basically grifting, and they don't really care. But so they basically repeat and rinse and repeat, as they say. They've not really got anything new to say. It's just that it's fight week, so let's make another video. So you've got this. Others, are more interested in the undercard, the supporting characters in the play or the TV show. I mean, myself, I do preview videos, but to me, it's rather dull if you're just repeating yourself. So I could go on and on about AJ, and I have made about 3 or 4 videos on this, but not over 4 days, probably over 4 weeks, maybe more than that, 2 months. So it's not like some of us just can't be asked to sort of go on and on and on with the same old thing. But nevertheless, I am kind of sucked into the drama of it, as most boxing fans are. For me, it's not just the main event, though, because I think this is a very, very good main event. But I've done some videos on the supporting, undercard fights as well, because I think the undercard's pretty decent. And it's difficult not to get sucked into the event also, because, it's at Wembley Stadium, and is it 96 or 98,000 tickets they've sold? I mean, it beats Fury and White. It was 94,000, I think, Fury and White was. Oh, Carl Froch's, 80,000, beating George Groves 80,000 at Wembley, or whatever he used to say. That's been blown out of the water long ago. And I mean, this is exciting because, I'm old enough to remember when Julio Cesar Chavez fought Greg Haugen, and I can't remember the exact figure. I think it was like 136,000 people turned up to watch it in Mexico. And there are others in one of Jack Dempsey's fights. I can't remember which one I found. That had over 100,000 people there watching it as well. I think it bankrupted the town that it was in. Anyway, I'm digressing. This whole drama, this whole pantomime, it is something that I kind of like, but I always feel I should stand away from it because I might get sucked into it. And I'm really a boxing fan. I mean, ultimately, if all these fights on this card are crap, I don't think they will be, then that's going to be bad for boxing, because all the casuals who have been sucked into watching this drama, unless there's some content behind it, they're going to watch this and they're going to think, what was all that about? I was promised, filet mignon, and I'm eating a fucking, 4-day-old Big Mac. What the fuck's this? So you've got to deliver as well. You can have all the pomp and circumstance, all the, fireworks going off and dancing rah-rah girls and promotional videos that look like $100 million Hollywood movies. If there's no content, really decent, top quality fights on that card, people will feel they've been conned. Certainly if they pay the pay-per-view, they'll feel conned. But what do you think about this whole build-up, this fight week? What do you think about it? Do you like it? Do you watch all the videos on the channels? I mean, you can't watch them all. There's so many of them. But what do you? Just tell me what you think. Just give me your opinion about the whole big blockbuster bonanza, epic. The big event, the biggest event. Tell me what you think about that, because I don't know about this whole thing. I'm sort of very ambiguous about it. I'd like it in some respects, but like I say, I like to take a seat back and just watch it from afar and observe. I'm more of an observer than someone who wants to dive in. Maybe I'm a bit voyeuristic rather than a participant, if you know what I mean. Comments below. Let me know what you think. And yeah, subscribe to the channel. Please do. It's free. It costs you nothing. And hit the like button as well, if you don't mind. That'll be very good of you. This has been a bit of a random one, this. But at the same time, I am genuinely curious about what you think about this whole Beano that's going on at the moment. So yeah, take care of yourselves. Looking forward to reading what you've got to say, and bye for now.